Welcome to this special episode of Community Association Car Chat. This is the first part of this two-part episode where we will be featuring two special guests. Steve, why don't you tell us more about this format this week?
Hello, David. My name is Steve Roderick, and along with David, we work for JGS Insurance. Now, David and I spend most of our time, our days and our evenings, working with managers and boards of community associations, and we help pull back the curtain on the insurance industry, provide some education and some insight to the often confusing world of insurance. But here on Car Chat, we like to highlight the leaders that impact the communities and their work and their philanthropic efforts. They have so much to give and give back. So today with us, we have two very special guests. Now, Mr. Charles Antis of Antis Roofing and Construction, who blew us away on his first appearance. He's also the honorary chair of the Rock the Socks campaign that raises funds and awareness for the Ronald McDonald House of Orange County. And he has with him, well, Charles, I'll let you introduce our other special guest.
Well, okay, as I was doing this impossible move, yes, I've been rocking the socks. But before I introduce Fred, I got to say how we met. And I told you the story. A healthy pregnancy for my wife, Dawn, and I turned into preeclampsia. And suddenly we are in Chalk NICU, premature born twins. And this group of Ronald McDonald House, through a candy bar, letting my stomach settle, allowed me to hold my naked son, Charlie, on my chest, skin on skin. And that's when I understood how Ronald McDonald House keeps families close so they can heal. I started donating the roofing right away. I fell in love. And then they introduced me to this man, Fred Hill, and his wife, Fran Hill. Amazing initiative. And it's all because of this man's story. So without further ado, I give you my friend, fellow Orange County resident, former Philadelphia Eagle, and former resident of Philadelphia, Mr. Fred Hill.
Fred's passion for this city stems from his playing career and continues with his commitment to the community off the field. He is the founder of the Ronald McDonald House.
Nice to meet everybody, and we love Philadelphia.
We want to ask you, how did you even get started with any kind of philanthropic work? And how did your involvement with the Ronald McDonald House started in the first place? Can you tell us a little bit the backstory?
Yeah, just to start off, I played at the University of Southern California, and I was drafted by the Eagles. Didn't know anything about them, didn't know anything about the coach. We got in a little 65 Volkswagen, brand new, cost $1,300, and drove to Philadelphia. I started playing with the Eagles in 65, 66, 67. And in 69, my daughter Kim came down and was diagnosed with acute lymphatic leukemia and given just a few weeks to live. And Leonard Tost was the new owner of the Eagles. Jerry Wallman was the owner before that, and Leonard Tost bought the team. He called me into his office and said, Fred, if I can help you and send her any place in the world, I will do that. Whatever you want, I will try to help you. But we were just trying to survive. When you got a really sick one and she's going to die, all your time is concentrated just on her. And so they put her in chemotherapy for 3.5 years. So we lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and every day we drove to St. Christopher's Hospital to get shots. But to get to your question there, we wanted to help, but we didn't know how to help. My wife went to Haddonfield, New Jersey, and she was looking at a fur coat. And there was a guy there that owned the company named Harold Winger. And he said, Diane, if you could get 10 of the Eagle wives to put on a fashion show with my fur coats, I'll give you a free fur coat that you can raffle off and give it to your favorite charity. So then we started planning a fashion show with these 10 Eagle wives. My wife said, why don't you ask Leonard Tost to come? Now, I retired in football in 1971. So this was 1972. And now I'm not even with the team. To our surprise, he not only came, he brought the entire team.
Wow.
And with great success, he was the last to leave. And we raised about $9,000. And back in 72, that was a lot of money. So we're sitting there and he said, how much money, Leonard Tost, how much money did you make? And we said $1,000, and we're going to take it to the Leukemia Society. He said, Fred, I want you to come back next year. I'm going to give you the team. I'm going to give you that stadium. I'm going to give you anything that I have. I want you to raise 10 times that amount. So Stan and I, we drove over to Children's Hospital. She didn't know who we were. We told her what our plan was, that Leonard Tost was going to help us. And we were going to do a big fashion show this time, but we're going to do it at the suite at Veterans Stadium. And we want to give all the money to you. Can you tell us what you need? But she said, you know what we really need? We need a house close by where the parents can stay. There's nothing available for them, and they can't afford it. So we went back to Philadelphia. We sat down with Leonard Tost. We told him all the things that we wanted to do. And then we told him we'd like all the money to stay right here in Philadelphia at Children's Hospital. And we gave him the list. He said, let's do the whole thing. And that's how it got started.
I love the story of when the doctor suggested a house. Now you could spend $900,000 here, but if you build us a house and keep the families close, now we have something that we're not used to that can really help. I love that story.
Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about how actually McDonald's got involved in this?
Well, what happened was McDonald's wanted to do something with the Philadelphia Eagles. And on your list there, we would like to buy that house under one condition. And Jim Murray said, what's that? And he said, we want to call it a Ronald McDonald House. It was just a little 6-bedroom house on Spruce Street. A lot of people stepped up and they volunteered and they refurbished the entire house all at their own cost. When you have a good cause, everybody wants to help. And that's what this house does for the families.
Just out of curiosity, how many Ronald McDonald houses are there in the U.S.?
There's 377 Ronald houses in 62 countries. We're not only talking about Ronald McDonald houses, we're talking about Ronald McDonald family rooms also. And there's way over 200 family rooms. Now, a family room is what Charles got involved in. We have one here at Mission Hospital, and that's where his, twins were born. But you could actually spend the night right next to your kid in the room they have there. Or say you're totally exhausted. You've been going all day and you're worried and that's all you're thinking about is your little one. You can get some food there, or you can take a nap and rest a little bit and then go back, to your child.
Here, you have multi-generation on the same screen, and we're all touched by your stories that started back in the 60s. But now it's a worldwide thing, and it's kind of so neat to be able to go back to the root of it and get a glimpse of the story.
When you listen to Fred talk, you become who you hang around, and he rubs off on me and his that excitingness that it's like life sometimes deals us some tough blows, but it's what you do. If you wake up every day and you say, I can make this the best day ever, then you can. And there's people like Fred Hill that do that.
And this pandemic has really hurt us. They really need help right now to raise money, because we've lost so much money from our fundraisers because we're not able to do them because of the pandemic. So anybody out there that can help us, let us know.
We've done the math, and it cost us about $150 a night to keep a family across the hall, across the street from their children. And it makes all the difference in the world to the kid, to the family.
I did come prepared today to make a donation somehow. Look at that.
Yes.
Let's stop right here. We will resume this interview next week.